welcome. In today's video, let's begin with Python basic programming for beginners. First of all, Python is a simple language and has very straightforward syntax. It encourages Python programmers to program without a boilerplate, which is a prepared code. The simplest directive in Python is print directive. It simply prints out a line and also includes a new line, unlike in C. There are two major Python versions, which are Python 2 and Python 3. These are quite different. This tutorial uses Python 3 because it is most semantically correct and supports newer features. For example, one difference between Python 2 and 3 is the print statement. In Python 2, the print statement is not a function and therefore it is invoked without parentheses. However, in Python 3, it is a function and must be invoked with parentheses. Let's quickly see by writing a hello world program with Python. So now we are using Python 3. So we are going to use Python as a function. Print hello world. So now let's execute this and see the output. So as you can see in the terminal, it printed hello world. So this is how we will be invoking print statement in Python 3. Let's see another basic and important aspect of Python programming is Python uses indentation for code blocks instead of curly braces. So we can use both tabs and spaces in Python 3 indentation. And standard indentation requires standard Python code to use 4 spaces. So let's say if we have to write a code block, suppose we have a variable x has a value 10 and I need to write a code block of if else statement. So if x value is 10, then print x is 10. So let's see how do we write it with indentation. If x equal to 10, so it is automatically giving me indentation. So this is preset in the editor. So let's see how many spaces. So it is 4 spaces is the default for code blocks. So if I have to write another if statement within the if, you can see it coming like this. So if you want to print something else, or if you want to increment and then print x, so you can do like this. So this is about indentation. Let's see the output of the program. So it has entered the sequence. X became 10. If x equal to 10, it has printed x is 10. And then if x greater than 5, it has printed x is greater than 5 and it incremented x became 10 plus 1, which is 11, and print 11. So that is the output we got. So this is basically how we do indentation. If your editor is not set up with 4 spaces indentation, then you have to manually enter spaces, or you can even use tabs. Let's see another exercise. So if you want to print a particular message into your web page or to the console, you can simply use print of message. So this is basic print directive in Python 3. So you can try with more exercises using the same directive. So when we see this very specific program, we have used many variables like x, and we have incremented the value to x. We have also performed operations on the variable x, which is of type integer. So before discussing variables and types, Python is a completely object oriented and is not statically typed. You do not need to declare variables before using them, or declare type is not required. Every variable in Python is a object. So now let's see what are basic types of Python variables. Number one is numbers. As we have in this program, this is just nothing but a number. Python numbers are integers, that is whole numbers, and it can be floating point, which is with decimal values. And Python also supports complex numbers which will not be used in any programming frequently. So that's about numbers and different type of numbers. And the other main important type of Python variables is strings. Strings can be either defined in single quotes if I have a string like hello world, and this can be given within double quotes or single quotes like this. And even I can use multi-line strings using multi-line syntax. We will see. So let's try to print the string. So we have not mentioned the value statement, print string variable. So it printed the value for string variable, which is hello world here. So now let's see how do we print multi-line string. So this is how we can use with triple, double quotes, and with the multi-line strings like this. So if we print it, so the same multi-line string has been printed to the console. So we can even give triple, single quotes. If we say So this is the way. So let's see printing it. So it is the same string. And then there is one more method, multi-line string, which can be like any normal string, and that can be concatenated using backslash instead of giving them in a triple double quotes or triple single quotes. So if I try to print this, so what did it print? It has print multi-string but in the same line. So to achieve the multi-string, what we have to do? We have to add new line to it. So let's see by printing it. So it is the same as before. So there are three different ways in assigning multi-line string to a string variable. So this is about printing strings with single and multi lines. And then for any object or variable in Python, we can assign like x equal to 10, or if I want to assign the same value to multi variable, I can do xyz equal to 10, 20, 30, and I can print the values, and I can even xy and z equal to I can write like 1, one string separated by comma like this. Let's execute this and see the output. So first it assigned xyz 10, 20, 30. So it printed 10, 20 and 30, and then xyz became strings. So it automatically treated it as strings and it has printed those three strings next to each other. So that is how assignment simultaneously works in Python. And then one more, let's see one more example. How do we mix operators between numbers and string? Is it possible or not? Let's try to do this. So x equal to 1, y equal to 2, hello equal to hello, and try to print x plus y plus hello. Let's see whether this works or not. So it has given an error saying unsupport operand for int and string. So plus is not supported with two different types like integer and string. Let's see one more example of creating a string, integer and floating point numbers. The string should be named hello and should contain a word hello the floating point number is y, which has a value 10.0, and integer should be x, the value is 20. And let's try to do some operations. First of all, let's try to print if x greater than y and also if hello equal to hello, then print string. We can use placeholders as %s for string. So else we can ignore the else case and we will try to do some operations on other floater is instance of y is int, print y is int, and if is instance of y is float, we can try as many conditions as possible. So let's try to execute this. So there is some indentation missing, so it is giving an error. Let's see line number 26. We actually don't have any code over there. We left some blanks, and even let's remove the code and execute till 19. So it has tried to execute all the if statements and it has given the outputs based on the data values. So we have three different types of data variables. One is int, float and string. We are doing some simple if condition, x greater than y, the x is greater than y is printed, and then hello equal to hello, the string is hello is printed, and if is instance of y is int, so y is not int, so this statement did not executed. Y is float, so yes, y is a float, and then string, instance of y is a string, it is a float number, so it did not. Y is boolean, it is not a boolean, so it did not execute it. So that is how we can find out the data type. Even if you can try to print is instance of or you can try to is type of which type of data is x and y and hello. So it simply printed type of x is class int, and then type of y is class float, and type of hello is class string. So that's for today. Let's see more programming exercises with basic programming in the next video. Thank you for watching.